Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a comparison video between Backbend Bonnie and Broken Spine Girl. I got Bonnie about a week ago. One of my local stores opened up and they had two of her in stock. And she's probably my favorite prop this year, as I think I've heard that from a lot of other people. But rightfully so, she's really cool. And she's like really creepy, in my opinion. And she is kind of short compared to Broken Spine Girl. And this is the original one. I know they did make a remake Broken Spine Girl this year, which I might get. But funny enough, I've had this. I did not get this originally in stores, but I have had this one for a few years now. And I have constantly had problems with this one, which isn't too much of a surprise, but somehow, funny enough, it's actually fully working now. I didn't really do too much to it to get her to work, but I don't know, it just seems like she doesn't have that much of a problem now. This is not her original base. I did replace it. I have the original base still, I think. I replaced it because her original one was warped, and I do plan on painting this black at some point. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But yeah, I did grease the mechanism a while ago so the gears would move more smoothly, but for the longest time she would have problems going down and up. I tried replacing the belts and looked at all the gears, and like, I know they're probably slowly chipping away when it would click, but the gears didn't look that bad. But she would have problems, like she would start clicking when she tried to go down and obviously wouldn't be able to pull herself back up. And she started, last couple of times I tested her, she was able to go up but not down. She clicked a little bit when she tried to go down. I'd have to help it go down a little bit. And today, when I set it up, she started fully working now and doesn't have any problems going up or down. So that's just very interesting to me. It's nice that she's working. It's just very odd. I got this a few years ago in a lot of a couple other props. She does not have her chest plate, so it is kind of like nothing going on over here. There's no stuffing or anything, so it looks a little odd when she goes down, but it's not that bad. But besides that, I don't really think I ever talked about her in a video before, so kind of just want to talk about that. But yeah, we'll get to the comparison now. So I'm sure, as everyone knows, that's from 2014. They did make another one from 2015, second batch of them to sell online. And this is the box. This is the 2014 box. So what is a little confusing, I don't know if back then, if you bought these in 2015 when they were online, if they came in the same box or if they came in the shipping just like a different box. But I have this and I have Peekaboo Penny, and I believe both of these, at least Penny is, but I think she also might be a 2015 model. I know Peekaboo Penny is because the original one had a black base. In 2015 they made it better with the white plastic and white poles and made it more reinforced so she didn't break. But I don't know if they had the attic boxes in 2015 as well. So if anyone knows that, let me know in the comments. But so this is Bonnie's box. sure everyone probably has seen it. Nothing too crazy. This Broken Girls box, or box isn't in the greatest shape, but it's not the worst. It's in pretty decent shape. It is taped on these corners, and I think this side is as well, right here, because I think these are originally glued together or something and then peeled off. But it's not in terrible shape. It's kind of just up here where it looks a little bad. A lot of the picture was peeled off. This is peeled off. This is just completely gone right here. This is peeled inside the box. Something very odd. When I bought Bonnie, she looked like she was already taken out of the box. Hold on a second. So nothing was really damaged or anything, but when I took her out of the box, nothing was twist tied. Everything was kind of just stuck in there. Nothing was twist tied in like Techie always does. It still has the twist ties, but nothing was twisted in there. And also her instructions, which usually get taped right here. The bag was already peeled off. I usually don't peel the bag off. I usually just open the bag up and take the instructions out and leave the bag on the box. But it was already peeled off. So I don't know. I don't know if they for some reason I can't think of words. I don't know if they for some reason set her up in the store or they set her up in the factory or something before they ship it out. I don't know. It was very odd. It could be a return, but there's nothing wrong with her, so. Yeah, there's the instructions. And all of the bubble wrap and everything, all the twist ties. I did leave the box, the plastic that goes over the control box, and the twist or the zip ties. So when I put her back in the box, I still have all that. For anyone that doesn't know, the zip ties that for the plastic for the module of her, you can actually, they have a clip on them. I couldn't find it. So there's this clip right here. So when you can take the zip tie out and just push this out like that, and the zip tie will come right out, so you don't have to cut it, and you can reuse it as many times as you want. Also, this is kind of like a lot of older Techie stuff. Once you put her together, you can't really take her back apart. She does collapse with these telescoping poles. So the adapters fell. She's about like probably that tall or something when you collapse her. I do put her back in the box. What I do basically is there's screws. You can't see that. There's screws right here on each side of the pole, and the same with those ones. I usually unscrew them and the poles come out, and so you can take that out. I usually just collapse the poles and then leave the mechanism on there, and it stays in the box fine like that. And also unscrew the body off, and also the other piece of the module up here. That piece right there with the hooks and everything. Unscrew that and just take it off. This is what they both look like from the front. Again, Bonnie looks pretty scary like that. And her hands, one's bent like that, the other one's just like that. And her face. And Bonnie. I think both of them look cool facing front or back. Obviously, they're supposed to usually face the back when they bend, but just as static, they do look cool facing this way as well. I do like that too. The medallion. Mine also actually has pretty good detail on her face. It has a scratch right there, or blood. And then her hands. She does look a little slouched if you look at her from the side. Okay, so now I'm going to show the differences and also show my opinion, I guess, on why I think this is made better and why I think it lasts longer than this one. This one right here, the one that is attached to this part that bends her down, basically. That one, it looks like the teeth are smaller and there's more teeth on that gear. Where Bonnie, the new mechanism, the teeth on this one, you can already see are a lot bigger and there's less teeth on that gear. And the gear itself just looks bigger than Broken Spine Girl, and I think that's kind of why the original one breaks like it does, because the gear is not big enough. So yeah, that one's a lot smaller and it has more teeth, and this one's bigger and the teeth are bigger and it has less teeth, so I think that helps it move up and down more. And also the fact that she's a lot heavier because she has 2 motors in her head to make her head move and her mouth move. And she just has, I mean, she still has weight, but she's lighter because there's nothing going on in her head besides her light up eyes. But yeah, this one just has a lot going on. This is to bend her head back while it goes down. And Bonnie also has this piece right here, which is also attached to her head, so her head bends down. And then has that clip to hold the wires, which I like a lot. The new wire harnesses, which are really nice. Control box. The mechanism is a lot more compact. And then that main pole that goes up. Her setup is pretty easy. I'm honestly not sure how I feel about these cotter pins they're starting to use. They're not too bad, but it's just interesting idea, I guess. But yeah, she's pretty easy to set up and pretty quick setup. And from stuff I've seen in the remake Broken Spine Girl, I think kind of has the same setup as this too. I think it has how she has that one support pole for her head. I think Broken Spine Girl has 2, and kind of like this one right here, it has the 2 hooks right there. These are more for just to stabilize it better, which might be what the new one has too, since again it's probably heavier because it's taller and also has all those motors inside of her head. Also, I forgot to mention, does say 2015 right there. It does not have the sticker right here anymore to where it's settings for it. I have been thinking about, I want to print out a sticker or get something to put there. Right now I think it's on and that's probably off. And then this is like step pad or something. But I do want to get a sticker and put that there. Volume control works fine. That's still their sticker. There's no sticker for this, but it does say DC on there. I do want to get a sticker for this. I don't know if it originally had one, but just because it will be easier to see. I mean, you could kind of tell that's where the adapter goes, but then just say try me with it. That's just an empty slot, but there is the stat pad or try me button right here. Again, no sticker. It does look like something's missing right here, broken, but there's nothing missing, I don't think. But yeah. Something else about this. You can also unscrew these screws up here to take the module off if you want to put it back in the box, but I just don't bother. I just take these ones off instead. This is also the battery pack that's glued in and the speaker, and that's where the board is. They just have this plastic glued over. I do very much prefer that box, the control box, module box, because it's a lot better than just having all this sticking out like that. Some of these, when you snap in, again, it's kind of like supposed to be permanent, but some of these I'm trying to find. I don't think it's very noticeable, but some of these snap to lock pieces are broken. You can kind of see that one's a little bent up, if it would focus right there. But yeah, these poles have little white snap to lock pieces that go in here, and a lot of them are broken. Not all of them, but some of them are broken. And when you unscrew that, they just take the pieces that lock into place, stay in here, and the pole just comes out, so you can just slide the pole right back in and screw it in. And right here, a little beat up looking. That one's bent right there. But yeah, I think that's from the previous owner trying to take it apart. Now I do have her arms a little bent lower. I might bend them up a little bit, but they kind of just like move around a little bit when she goes down. I have them bent like this because when she goes down, when they're bent more up like that, when she goes down, her arms go higher up, so it's kind of harder for it to pull itself back up. So I think it makes it easier when they're a little more down, at least for this one. But yeah, I have made this video way too long, so I'm going to demo them now. Okay, hopefully she works correct. There we go. Alright, cool. So she is working without not needing help at all to go up or down, so that's good. But yeah, it's Broken Girl, and now I'll get to Bonnie. Okay, let's try that again. I accidentally ended the video. So there's both of them. I will demo them both at the same time. I'm honestly not sure which one I like better. I've always really liked creepy props and possession props, stuff like that. And when Broken Spine Girl came out back then, I loved that prop when I was younger, and I remember being so excited when I saw it in person for the first time. I've always liked Broken Girl. She's always been one of my favorite props. I was really happy to have her, even though she didn't work correctly. And finally, like a couple years later, now she works fully all of a sudden. But I'm really not sure because both of them really work very well. I like that Broken Spine Girl kind of has the faster back bend and has the head and mouth movement and all that, and then goes back up. And then Bonnie is more eerie and just something I can imagine being in like a horror movie scene, and you see like a dimly lit hallway and just see Bonnie at the back of the hallway and just slowly bends down. That's just something I picture and just think it really is a good prop and very creepy, especially in dark settings. It'll probably creep people out. But I do also like Broken Spine Girl. Just looks like a typical regular girl that just possessed, and Bonnie's more a vampire. So whichever, just let me know whichever you guys like better. Just curious. But yeah, I will now play them or at least try to play them at the same time. I'll try to play them at the same time. They might be a little delayed from each other, but we'll see how that goes. Then one more thing I forgot. Broken Girl does not have a sensor from what I'm aware of. I think she's only, I don't even think she's sound activated. There goes Bonnie. Turn down a little bit. What I was saying was I don't think she has a sensor. I think she's just like, you have to tap her to turn her on. And I will play them one more time. Try to get her to go first. Their sound just got I didn't realize I turned her down that much. Okay, let's try one more time because I did not mean to do that. She did go down pretty fast. So yeah, that's, thank you for watching. That's the end of the video. Hopefully I explained and compared these two decently well. I probably made this video way too long, a lot longer than I wanted to, but hopefully it's an interesting video and I hope you enjoyed. So thank you for watching.